The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Friday morning to everybody, and welcome to the show. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We are in the Jared Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jared-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, a service of Guarantee Bank, now open, 1320 Kanawha Boulevard East in Charleston. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street in Charleston. Get ready for tomorrow's Kentucky Derby with a great look from Tony. And Tony's out of town, so Ryan is having an end-of-spring clearance sale down there. Select items to make room for the summer merchandise, up to 75% off select items through tomorrow at Tony the Taylor. Check out Tony the Taylor on Facebook or bestmastertaylor.com. Friday edition of the show. We've made it to the end of the week, and we've made it to the month of May. Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes tells us it's going to be a cool weekend. Could see a shower, very slight chance popping up today. Highs are going to be in the mid to upper 60s. Cold tonight, dropping down into the mid 30s. Even cooler tomorrow, but no rain. Make it to about 60. Beautiful, but still cool on Sunday, upper 60s for highs. Keep an eye on those plants overnight tonight and tomorrow night. You can follow Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes on Facebook and on the Metro News television app as well. Coming up on the show, we continue interviewing candidates ahead of the May 12th primary election. Today we talk with sitting Kanawha County Magistrate Delbert Roush III, who is hoping that you will choose him on Election Day. You're going to be hearing a lot about the America 250 celebrations between now and the 4th of July, maybe even after that. The folks at the Craik-Patton House certainly are excited about it. We'll talk to them about it. Tomorrow, the city of Hurricane having their annual Main Street Spring Festival. Hurricane Mayor Scott Edwards and Amanda Smith-Ramey from the city of Hurricane will join us. And your calls and text, too. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Let's welcome in to the show now Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week, sponsored by Almost Heaven Interiors. Angie, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy May. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
You kind of appear to me that you may be one of those people on your social media that would share the Justin Timberlake thing for May 1st, saying it's going to be May. Is that you?
Not that one, but I did see a Pierce the Veil one this morning that said you held on till May, so I would share that one.
All right. Before we get into this week's Pet of the Week, I do want to ask you about Tuxes and Tails last week. I was not able to be there. I know some of our staff were in attendance. How did everything go last week?
Oh, it was a blast. Everybody that was there had a good time, and I do think it was the best Tuxes and Tails to date. Oh,
that's great. And the capacity crowd, I'm sure?
Yes, and we were able to raise just over $50,000 for shelter pets this year.
Over $50,000. Good job, Angie, and the staff and the sponsors, and of course the people that bought the tickets as well. And everything out there, JQ Dickinson Saltworks working out okay for you for the location?
Oh, it was perfect, and I think we are going to plan to go back next year as well.
All right, good news. It's a great place out there. They're great people to work with. Let's talk about our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Picture posted on Facebook pages for me, Dave Allen Radio, and WCHS Network. Facebook, also at Dave A70 on X. Tell us about Ladybug.
So Ladybug is what I would call the perfect dog. Any dog that is cat-friendly, good with other dogs, and kid-friendly is just like golden ticket dog. They can go anywhere, really. She's about 1.5 years old, around 50-ish pounds, and she is spayed and up to date on her vaccination. So if you decide to adopt her, she can leave with you the same day that you adopt.
And you said you called her the perfect dog. I mean, she's good, from what you told me, she's good with kids, good with other dogs, and good with cats.
Yep, that's what I call the golden ticket dog.
Yes, the golden ticket dog. Ladybug's a great-looking dog. Any idea what kind of dog Ladybug is?
That I'm not sure. She's just a West Virginia brown and white dog.
Okay, well, nothing wrong with that. I got, again, Ladybug's picture posted. Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, the WCHS Network Facebook page, and at Dave870 on X. Now, Angie, you've had some big events other than just Tuxes and Tails this week. You guys been kind of busy.
We have been really busy this week. Yesterday, Donate Life of West Virginia came up to KCHA and spent some time with us. They had sponsored adoption fees for dogs, and each dog they sponsored, they renamed after an organ donor's dog. So we got a couple dogs adopted from that, but we got to spend some time with them as well, and it was a really good time.
And I think our sister station V100, I think Logan Scott was up there yesterday too, so he said everything went really well. Now, in addition to all that you've been doing in the community, you folks have been quite busy. On your Facebook page, saw 23 cats and kittens and 6 dogs came in yesterday.
Yeah, just yesterday alone, I was part of the crew that was intaking all 23 of those cats. Everyone is safe now, and if you are interested in fostering, because all of these cats and kittens are unweaned, they need somewhere to grow big and strong to be available for adoption. Now is the time to come up and tell us you are ready to foster.
I mean, even by your numbers, and you folks are super men and women up there, but 23, a total of 29 critters in one day. That's a lot.
That is, right now, that bumped our numbers up. I checked this morning. We're taking care of 407 animals in our care currently, 232 of those being dogs and 175 being cats. And that is a lot of cats and dogs. It
is. Again, we're talking with Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors. Family-owned, proudly serving the community for over 50 years, specializing in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, and beautifully crafted sewn goods from homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces. They do it all. They're located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. I know you all are kicking off your Bissell Pet Foundation adoption special. Talk about that.
Yes, the Bissell Pet Foundation hosts adoption events called Empty the Shelters, where we are able to offer adoption fees at a discounted price, and we're kicking it off this go-round with an Adoptions After Dark special. And what that means is we're going to be open until 11 p.m. tonight for anybody that's at work or maybe has a game of some sort in the evening time. We're going to be open till 11 for you to come up, take advantage of these discounted adoption fees, and hopefully add to your family. All
right. So you guys are going to be out and about anywhere this weekend?
Not this weekend. I'm going to be there till 11 tonight, so I won't be of much use tomorrow.
Well, I say that because we had a text here that said with WVU legend Owen Schmidt being at the Dirty Birds game tomorrow evening for a meet and greet, they wanted to know if you thought about bringing some of the animals over to the ballpark tomorrow night because it's going to be a packed stadium. I don't want to put pressure on you, but I just want to say that's what a texter said. So
that is something that I will have to air quote chew on and see if we can make possible with our team.
Well, speaking of which, I'm just throwing this out there. Next weekend, we have Foam at the Dome. You got the V100 yard sale with Steve and Jenny. Rib Fest going on in Marmet. That actually starts on Thursday, I think. So maybe if you got the staff and you got the volunteers, maybe you can hit up some of those events next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Our staff loves to get out into the community and show off our dogs, so I will definitely try to get that in the works.
All right. And what are you in need of as far as donations go right now?
Right now, we're running extremely low on blankets. So any type of blanket, towel, or sheet, it can be used. It can be brand new. We're not picky. And then, as always, Purina Chow products. So Purina Cat, Purina Dog, Purina Kitten, or Purina Puppy Chow.
All right, we did have a text that said, with the huge intake of newborn kittens with no mamas, are you in need of milk replacement and bottles?
We can always accept those donations. We actually had a mommy cat be so kind yesterday and take in some orphan babies that were not hers. So the guys that we have currently are set, but in the future we are expecting, more orphan kittens to come in, and it's not always working out that mama cats will take them, in which case we will need bottles, formula, things of that nature. So we will always take those donations.
And you got some great pictures on your Facebook page this week of some of the animals that you took in. I mean, again, 29 in one day, that is a lot. And what was the total and number of animals? 407, is that what you said?
407, yep.
407. All right, well, keep doing good things up there, Angie, and we will talk again next week. Thanks a lot.
Sounds great. Have a good one.
You as well. Again, our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week picture posted, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, the WCHS Network Facebook page, and at Dave870 on X. It is a beautiful, beautiful, as she said, West Virginia brown and white dog by the name of Ladybug. She calls Ladybug the golden ticket because perfect dog. This dog is 1.5 years old, great with kids, great with other dogs, and great with cats as well. Spayed and ready to join your family. Let's try to get Ladybug a home. Beautiful, beautiful dog. Again, picture posted. Dave Allen Radio on Facebook and at Dave870 on X, and also the WCHS Network Facebook page as well. Our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week segment is brought to you all, as always, by the folks at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street, located in South Charleston. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kanawha County Magistrate Delbert Roush III is here on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
Husband, father, and Christian, constitutional conservative Chris Pritt is one of us. That's why he puts our Mountain State values of faith, family, and hard work first. A rock-solid fiscal conservative, Chris Pritt has voted against every single tax increase at the Capitol. And as inflation drives the cost of everything up, Chris Pritt has fought to lower property taxes to protect our wallets and bring hard-working families some relief. Pro-life, because life is God's to give, not man's to take. Pro-gun, because the Second Amendment is a constitutional right. Pro-Trump, because the MAGA movement is finally putting America first, crushing the woke transgender DEI left, and securing the border to keep our communities safe from illegals and the drugs and crime that come with them. On Tuesday, May 12th, in the Republican primary, vote for rock-solid pro-Trump conservative Chris Pritt for State Senate.
Paid for by Chris Pritt for West Virginia.
I'm Doug Leach, founder and CEO of Ascension Recovery Services. We've done a number of projects with Jarrett Construction. Finding people that really care about what they do and care about what we do is pretty unique. In Jarrett Construction, they care. They're really, really good people. Good people do the right thing, and they're very skilled. They have all the qualities that make up just a perfect construction partner, and they just build us a phenomenal building.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Hi, this is Charles Belcher. My family's business has been making homes, offices, schools, hospitals, and more safer, more comfortable, and better looking for half a century. If you are in the market for custom window blinds, shades, shutters, furniture reupholstery, draperies, and decorator fabrics, then visit us at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street in South Charleston, or call 304-744-7097. From the panhandles to the coal fields and beyond, every stitch, every detail, perfect, every time at Almost Heaven Interiors.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, baby.
It's 9:20 on a Friday morning. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things on the other side of the glass this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Reminder that if you've got a child as a junior in high school in the state or know someone that does, the opportunity to win that child a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan. Room, board, tuition, and fees all included. 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and by the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Thing you got to remember, though, the deadline is Sunday night. Applications have to be done by Sunday night. Full details available, WVMetroNews.com, WVMetroNews.com. Application deadline is May 3rd, and it's brought to you by ZMM Architects and Engineers and by the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Texas, please check Goodwill, Union Mission, Salvation Army, flea markets, and yard sales for blankets and towels for the shelter. You'll get the best deals. And I'll throw in another place. All those places are great. But there's a couple of stores. I don't get paid to push specific businesses like that, but I'll say you can get good deals on certain things at places like Dollar Tree and Ollie's and places like that too. So I'll throw those out there as well. Welcome into the show now, Kanawha County Magistrate Delbert Roush III. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
Doing great, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And what district are you in?
It's District 13.
Okay.
Since we have 13 magistrates now, I would be Division 13.
You're lucky 13.
Lucky number 13, yes, sir. Yeah.
Now, you were named to the position last year after the resignation of a sitting magistrate. Now you have to run for the spot. So tell us about, I had you on when you were first appointed, but tell us about Delbert Roush III.
Well, I was born here in Charleston and grew up middle class, hard working family. My father was a Charleston firefighter. My grandfather was a Charleston police officer, and so
you pretty much didn't have a choice to go into anything else, right?
No, as a young kid, in 1981, I was around 8 years old, and my grandfather was shot and killed over on the west side.
Yeah,
and from that point, that can be a traumatic experience. But I think at a young age, I pretty much knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. And,
Mm-hmm.
Most kids always say, I want to be a police officer, I want to be a fireman. And I think I knew I wanted to grow up and become a law enforcement officer because I wanted to help people. And I've always had a knack of trying to be a problem solver, either between friends or whomever.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed that, did that for almost 26 years, and finished up as a lieutenant on the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office, being a shift commander on road patrol. And I was able to get out and just really meet some wonderful people throughout the county. And as I started getting older, you don't recover from kicking in doors or chasing people the way you used to.
Mm-hmm.
A couple ibuprofens just wasn't doing it. So it was time for me to hang up the badge and gun.
Okay. All right. Well, talk about the experience there and how it has translated into making you, in your opinion, an effective magistrate.
I think, I would review cases as a supervisor, and I would read everyone's reports. So I would go over the reports towards the end of shift, and I would look at what the charges were based on the narrative that was written. And there was sometimes you could add more charges to those, or maybe something could have been charged incorrectly.
Right.
I mean, it's all about interpretation and reading the codes. So I think, as a magistrate, people bring things to me and I can read it and I can look and see. I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't really fit, or you need to take another look at this. So.
I think sometimes, and I think you and I may have talked about it before, I know I've talked about it with other magistrates too, Delbert, is we have this image of, what we want the court system in America to be. And you folks and the magistrates, and I'll put judges and everybody else in there, I mean, you got to go by the law. And there's probably times that, I'm not trying to put thoughts in your head, but probably times that you wish it was a little bit tougher, or you wish that you could do a little bit, but you have a law book to go by, and that's what you have to go by.
Well, yeah, you have to be fair and impartial, and you have to stick to the letter of the law. And I think, over the past 3 months, I have probably set for close to 500 cases already, criminal and civil cases. And I try to keep a busy docket. I try to keep things moving. I remember one of the big things was I've always felt that when you go to court, and as a law enforcement officer, a victim, a witness, you really shouldn't have to sit for 2 hours at a time. And sometimes that just happens, not by malice or anything. It just, cases get backed up.
Right.
But I try to move everything along because, the victims, the witnesses, and even the defendants have a right to have their case heard and dealt with, whether it moves forward or it's dismissed. So,
talking to Delbert Roush III, who is Kanawha County Magistrate, appointed to that position. He is on the ballot. You'll see him on the ballot if you are early voting, or if you vote on Election Day. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Talk about that time on the bench, Delbert. Any surprises? I know it was going to be, even though you've been in magistrate court a lot as an officer, I'm sure that there was probably a couple things that maybe it was a little bit of a learning curve for you, being on that side of the bench. Talk about your time so far.
I think the civil side is interesting. So many different cases that come up, and I always say that magistrate court is the gateway to the rest of the judicial system, because no matter if somebody comes in on a felony arrest, they get arraigned with us, and then later it goes upstairs to circuit judges, and so you'll have protective PSOs, DVPs, wrongful occupations, the regular civil cases. So usually we schedule. I like to try to schedule, and we all do it. Is like a week at a time. You'll have set aside for your jury trials, or a week at a time you do your misdemeanor docket or wrongful occupation dockets. And Kanawha County, just being new to this, Kanawha County seems to be just continuously busy.
Largest county in the state.
Largest county in the state, and that's what I said. It's been a really good learning curve, 3 months in, and it's constant work. I mean, I like to be at work. I like to be there early. I like to review and read my cases. That way I know what's going to happen the next day. So when I go on the bench, I can sit there, and when the defense or the prosecution is going over a case, I've already read it. I know what's coming. I know what they're going to say. And I like to try to be prepared. That way I feel like I'm helping the citizens better by being a better judicial officer.
How's the campaign been so far?
Wow. Yeah, that's
because you were appointed before.
Yes, sir.
But you're having to run for the job this time. How's that been?
I've had a lot of support from friends and family and colleagues, and the whole campaign process is new to me. Of course, my mother, God rest her, if she was alive, she loved politics. I mean, she was just always into politics every 4 years. So she would have loved this, but it's been good. I've got out and talked to people, knocked on some doors, put some signs up. People have been real receptive to me. There was a certain area I was out putting some signs up, started talking to people, and I had a guy kind of look at me and he goes, "I know you." I'm like, "Maybe." And he said, "Well, if you didn't have the beard, I remember you, Lieutenant Roush. You were always nice." I'm running into people that even that I've dealt with that have been supportive of the fact of what I'm doing now.
What do you hear when you are out hanging signs, going door to door, campaign forums or whatever? What is it that you hear from the public? Not about you, but about Magistrate Court in general.
Well, a lot of people like to know what the magistrate's role is, and I kind of explain that to them. Sometimes they want to know more about, if they file something and somebody's arrested, why do they just get out or whatever? And I don't go into detail with that. It's I just explain to them that if you have a certain case and the penalty would be $500, well, you can't go more than 3 times that amount on a bond. And, of course, that bond could be $1,500 cash property surety. Kanawha County started using bondsmen a few years ago. So I explained that to them. It's not that a magistrate just will throw out a number and set a bond on somebody. So, again, you have a certain ethical procedure to follow when you're setting bonds. And bonds are set to make sure that people will show up for court. So you have to take into the fact that, okay, if you look this person up and he has 4 capiases in his history, do you think he's going to show up? Maybe, maybe not. But you have to take that into consideration. So it's not just, you have to look at all aspects when setting bonds. And, you have to be, again, fair and impartial to everyone and give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes.
Do you have a website or Facebook or anything you want to put out there?
I have a Facebook page. It's Delbert Roush, Kanawha County Magistrate. And no website.
Okay.
Just a Facebook page.
Okay. Final 30. Why should someone vote to keep Delbert Roush III in that magistrate's position?
Dave, it's always been kind of hard to talk about myself, but I feel like I'm fair and impartial. I bring integrity and justice to the bench. I have years of law enforcement knowledge and experience, and I generally care about the people. But look me up on the internet. I truly care about the citizens of Kanawha County, and I believe everybody should have faith in me because I'm there to do the job for them.
All right. Wish you the best of luck. Again, Delbert Roush III, who was appointed to the magistrate's position, now running for that job. Appreciate you being here. Best of luck.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you.
It is 27 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Husson's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and any 10-inch whole sub for $23.99. Find your nearest Husson's for dine-in, delivery, or pickup at Husson'sPizza.com. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses live to make life better for you and your family.
Husband, father, and Christian, constitutional conservative Chris Pritt is one of us. That's why he puts our Mountain State values of faith, family, and hard work first. A rock-solid fiscal conservative, Chris Pritt has voted against every single tax increase at the Capitol. And as inflation drives the cost of everything up, Chris Pritt has fought to lower property taxes to protect our wallets and bring hard-working families some relief. Pro-life, because life is God's to give, not man's to take. Pro-gun, because the Second Amendment is a constitutional right. Pro-Trump, because the MAGA movement is finally putting America first, crushing the woke transgender DEI left, and securing the border to keep our communities safe from illegals and the drugs and crime that come with them. On Tuesday, May 12th, in the Republican primary, vote for rock-solid pro-Trump conservative Chris Pritt for State Senate.
Paid for by Chris Pritt for West Virginia.
I'm Doug Leach, founder and CEO of Ascension Recovery Services. We've done a number of projects with Jarrett Construction. Finding people that really care about what they do and care about what we do is pretty unique. In Jarrett Construction, they care. They're really, really good people. Good people do the right thing, and they're very skilled. They have all the qualities that make up just a perfect construction partner, and they just build us a phenomenal building.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Hi, this is Charles Belcher. My family's business has been making homes, offices, schools, hospitals, and more safer, more comfortable, and better looking for half a century. If you are in the market for custom window blinds, shades, shutters, furniture reupholstery, draperies, and decorator fabrics, then visit us at Almost Heaven Interiors, 516 D Street in South Charleston, or call 304-744-7097. From the panhandles to the coal fields and beyond, every stitch, every detail, perfect, every time at Almost Heaven Interiors.
Sounds of the Amos Steel Band, the official house band of the Dave Allen Show. 25 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Coming up a little bit later on in the hour, we are going to talk to Hurricane Mayor Scott Edwards and Amanda Smith-Ramey about tomorrow's Hurricane Spring Fest. That's going on tomorrow. The Main Street Spring Festival. Going to be a big event at Berry Hills Country Club in June, helping to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Here to talk about it from the Craik-Patton House, Pat Moyers and Josh Higginbotham. Pat, we'll start with you. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you very much. A pleasure to be here.
And Mr. Higginbotham, it's always a pleasure to see you on the show,
Good
sir.
to see you again, Dave.
All right. First, tell us about the Craik-Patton House. Give us the history. Tell us where it is. Tell us about the whole thing, Pat.
We're very proud of our Craik-Patton House, which is located on Kanawha Boulevard, 1 mile east of the Capitol building. The house dates back to 1834 when it was built by James Craig, who came into the valley because his father had come with George Washington to survey the land. So James Craig was very familiar with the territory, and he wanted to come in here and settle, which he did, and married a local woman, Julia Shrewsbury, and they built this beautiful house called the Elms. The first location of the house was about where on Virginia Street near the Sacred Heart Playground. Then the house later on was moved to Lee Street, where the current fire station exists. And then through the auspices of the city of Charleston, we were able to obtain land up by the Daniel Boone Park, and the house was now situated there. So the origin of the house is 1834 by by James Craig, who was came into the valley as an attorney and later became a rector of St. John's Episcopal Church. The next occupants, a little later on in 1857, were George and Susan Patton, and he is the grandfather of General Patton of Second World War fame. Mm-hmm. So it has that Craik-Patton history to it. And I point out, it's the only historic house in the valley that's opened on a daily basis to visitors. So we're very excited to be able to expand our ground. We're now in a capital campaign. We're making it handicap accessible, and it's going to be just, and some other very nice additions that will be lovely.
And there may be a lot of people that are listening to this that weren't even aware that this house was there.
I mean, could be, yes.
And that we're going to try to change it. Josh, let's talk to you a moment. Let's talk about your involvement in all this.
Yeah, well, Pat and I go to church together. We go to First Presby right next door. And you may actually, some listeners may know her name. She was previously the head of the Society of CPAs in West Virginia. And so she's got a lot of very good connections, but we've gone to church together for years now, and she invited me to be part of this process because they are a 501c3 nonprofit. And this campaign is to obviously raise money to grow the organization and to update the facilities. But more importantly, it's to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Given their history, their connections with George Washington, their connections with General George Patton, a lot of people don't know his family, the Patton family, right here in Kanawha County. So it is a huge connection to America's history, to America's culture, and we want to recognize that by throwing this event at Berry Hills.
And it's going to be on June 27th. It'll start at 11:30 in the morning. Pat, talk about the planning for that, what's going on that day, and just kind of tell us about the event that day.
I think it's going to be a very exciting day. We are going to have some special patriotic music, a brass group coming in to play. There'll be music in the foyer as people enter, patriotic music. And then a highlight of the day will be a reenactment of Patrick Henry done by an actor from Philadelphia. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fiery speeches and rousing music. It will be quite special. And then a lovely lunch with a champagne toast to celebrate 250 years of our country.
And I think you're going to be seeing a whole lot more, ahead of the 250. I know that Regatta's got some, a lot of things going on in conjunction with that, and a lot of our communities, not only here in the Kanawha Valley, West Virginia, but all around the state. Now, I know you, and all around the country. Josh, I know you're a history nerd, history buff, I should say, not nerd. History.
No, I'll take the title of nerd.
So I know you're kind of in your element with this thing here.
Oh, yes. And that's exactly why we're doing this. And so I do want to recognize some of our sponsors already. Loved Ones in Home Care is a title sponsor. Art and Virginia King have also, they are our platinum sponsor. Several other sponsors for this event are going to be announced in the coming weeks. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just me, it's other people here in the community in Kanawha County know the history of this museum, of this location, and recognize the importance of our patriotic duty of celebrating our 250th birthday.
And the need for sponsors, I'm sure you would welcome more, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I do know that there's some federal appropriations that are coming in later in the year, and also I think we've raised almost $20,000 from this event. But we are actively looking for more sponsors. If anyone wants to look at the sponsorship packages, they can check out the website, Craik-PattonHouse.org. We also have a very active Facebook page and we have an event on Facebook through Eventbrite, which I'd be happy to send the links to folks. But ranges, the sponsorships range from $500 all the way up to $10,000. And as I said, we've got about 20,000 or so in commitments and checks already sent, with more on the way.
Dave, I'd like to point out that our location, I think, is very important. We're on Route 60, the Midland Trail, and we like to think of ourselves as kind of a gateway into the new national park. And we are promoting that so that people will stop by and we'll give them information about how to go all the way up to the national park. And we have a consortium, the Midland Trail Consortium, that we're working with the cities or the towns along the way and some of the businesses. So it's an important area.
How many visitors, I mean, just a ballpark figure, do you think come through there during the year? I mean, do you get school groups or anything like that, or historical groups? You get that sort of thing?
We have both. I can't give you an exact number. Yeah. I would say it's probably around 500 visitors a year. Many of the people coming through are tourists who see they see our advertising on various places, and they stop in, and then we give them materials so they can continue their journey. But it's very, very satisfying to see people from out of state come in. It
always, when I was spending a lot of time at the Capitol, the amount of people and like I was kind of giving my friend Josh a little, having a little fun with him by being a history nerd, but there are a buff. But there are a lot of people that when they go to towns, they really eat this stuff up. And I'm kind of that way too. And when I was at the Capitol, I mean, the amount of people, I guess I just wasn't prepared for the amount of tourists that come to the Capitol, but they don't always just go to the Capitol. They get off and Charleston, and Josh, you know this, Charleston does have a lot of historical sites.
Absolutely. And it's very gratifying to have them come by after they've been to the Capitol or to other places. And they are spending more than one day here. Yeah. Many of them are staying overnight. So.
And now this event's going to be June 27th, starts at 11:30, Berry Hills Country Club. Josh, give us the information, websites, social media, give us the whole thing.
Yeah, so they can find us if they're interested in tickets or sponsorships at the Craik-Patton House Facebook page. We also are on Eventbrite for this particular celebration. And then our website is craikpattonhouse.org. Folks can also reach out to me through social media, email, text, whichever. I'm available publicly on social media. And we are actively looking for sponsors and selling tickets all the way up till the day of the event, so June 27th.
Hoping that we may have a sellout. We'll have to see.
I think so.
That's the plan.
They'll have to, they better get their dibs in early.
Get those tickets in early.
We may have a sellout.
And, I think you would be remiss, Pat, if you didn't call it, you were referring to the foyer, if you didn't refer to it as the Moyers Foyer. I think you should do that. It's got a nice ring to it.
Oh, I did. That's a very good idea.
I get one every now
for
and
the day. We'll call it
the Moyers Foyer. Josh Higginbotham, Pat Moyers, I appreciate you both being here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, it's 14 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state. Providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-500. We're headed to Hurricane. The Hurricane Main Street Spring Festival is tomorrow. We'll talk about that when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for supporting local small businesses.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating negotiating for West Virginia families got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
Charleston, there's a new bank in town, but it's built on something timeless: relationships. Guarantee Bank is now open on the Boulevard, bringing community banking back to the Kanawha Valley. We're local decision makers, real people, and a team that understands West Virginia business. Whether you're growing your company, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Stop by our new Charleston branch at 1320 Kanawha Boulevard and experience banking the way it should be. Guarantee Bank, where community comes first.
Welcome back to the show. It's 12 minutes away from 10. Text said, the house is in such an odd, out-of-the-way location. Why not move it to the Capitol complex, such as beside the Culture Center or the lawn between the governor's mansion and the Capitol building? Well, I don't know if that is possible, but I'm sure they're listening in the green room right now. Let me knock out a couple of other texts, and we're going to go to the city of Hurricane. Text says, California has the fourth largest economy in the world, and we have Republicans attacking the Democrats that run if they need to get their own house in order because it's burning down around them, says a texter. Text says, all things we need on an everyday basis has skyrocketed under Trump, from gas, food, utilities, you name it. Text says, gas is $4.40 national average. Remember back in 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine and gas shot up like crazy? Republicans were one grunt away from blowing a gasket and simultaneously getting an aneurysm and other things. Well, the current silence about high gas prices is very noticeable. Perhaps it was never about high gas prices or the economy, says a texter. All right, big happenings in the city of Hurricane with their annual Main Street Spring Festival. Here to talk about Hurricane Mayor Scott Edwards and the Director of Fun for the city of Hurricane. She actually has a different title, but we call her the Director of Fun, Amanda Smith-Ramey. Mayor, we'll start with you. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you doing, Dave?
I am doing fine. And Director of Fun, Ramey, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
She actually has a...
So Dave, she is our assistant city manager, but she runs all the events, and all the kids in Hurricane know her as a Director of Fun because she's the person that does all this, and she's the most fun person I know.
And just so you know, Amanda,
and they all want to know how to get that job.
Yeah, and Amanda, just so you know, it was Mayor Edwards who told me to call you that. Just so you know, okay? I figured you figured that out. Too. All right. So the big festival is going on tomorrow. Either one of you, Director of Fun, let's have you do it. Start with everything going on, the time, the location, the place. Give us the stuff.
Yep. So the Main Street Spring Festival is our annual, let's get everybody back out and about. It's been a long winter. This is springtime now, so we're looking forward to it. It will be on Main Street between the A to Z storage area and Joe's Belknap, where the old fire station used to be, from 1 to 5 p.m.
Mayor, it sounds like it's going to be a great day.
It's going to be a wonderful day tomorrow. We've been doing this about 19 or 20 years, this Main Street Spring Festival. And there's going to be, shopping on Main Street and all that type of thing. But during the festival, there'll be a magician, and I love magicians. Face painting, that's all you, Dave.
Yep.
And, of course, art, craft vendors, there's photo ops, carnival games, inflatables. And guess what? It's all free.
All free. It's all free.
Absolutely all free. And we love free. We have a ton of sponsors, but it's all free. So that's what it's all about. And like Amanda said, it's about getting everybody back outside. It's time to gather people in Hurricane, and really it's Putnam County and all around. We'll have people from many counties come to this.
Oh, they always do. I mean, it's always a big, huge event.
Yeah. And there's going to be some food trucks on site. Amanda, who is that this year? It's I can't remember.
Yeah, we've got Wild and Wonderful rolls. They have more than just pepperoni rolls, lots of interesting types of rolls. Caffeine and Chaos, which has your dirty sodas and coffees and all of that, and then Scraggle Pop Kettle Corn. But we also encourage everybody to check out the local downtown restaurants around the city while you're out and about. So we've got food for you on site, but we also want to encourage everybody to eat local no matter where you are.
Indeed. Again, we're talking.
And you know, they can go to Joe's Belknap, Sergio's. They can take a 5-minute walk around the corner and hit Farley's Hot Dogs.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of food.
You got a lot of good stuff going on there in Hurricane, and I think sometimes I don't know whether you know this or not, Mayor Edwards, but T.J. Meadows has named me the mayor of Taze Valley. So you've got Hurricane, Randy's got Winfield, but just so you know, I am the mayor of Taze Valley.
And you're the mayor of Taze Valley. Wow, I love that. A couple other things, real quick.
Yeah.
If we've got just a moment, Bearwood Company, they're hosting a paint party. You can buy an ornament, a fairy door or a West Virginia cutout, and paint it on site, and that's right on Main Street. Sunny Skies Boutique. They'll have lots of extra fun with some a jewelry vendor and lots of specials and extras. Of course, Joe's Belknap, they'll have a family special promotion, and they're going to have some live music in the evening. So after the Spring Festival is over, the party's just getting started on Main Street.
All right. Everything gets started what time tomorrow morning, Amanda?
It starts at 1 o'clock. We'll be prepping in the morning, but 1 o'clock, come on out, and anytime between 1 and 5.
And Metro News meteorologist
it's all free.
It's all free, and Brian Hughes tells us the weather's going to be great tomorrow.
It is.
Yes.
We're excited.
All right. Amanda Smith-Ramey, Director of Fun, also known as the Assistant City Manager of Hurricane. Mayor Scott Edwards, appreciate you both for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
All right. It is 6 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Line, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Gomart Ballpark is the place to be. Whatever I said. The team is back through May 3rd. Now, tonight, some of the first fans to the gates are going to get those Jason Williams bobblehead giveaways, plus the meet and greets presented by KRT. Then tomorrow, Mountaineer favorite, he was referenced on the show earlier, Mountaineer favorite, the Runaway Beer Truck, Owen Schmidt, is going to be there for a meet and greet presented by the Center for Organ Recovery and Education. Stick around for post-game fireworks sponsored by the West Virginia State Treasurer's Office. Get your tickets now at dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. No Amanda Barron today. She's been quite busy. Last night, she emceed the Huntington Area Regional Chamber of Commerce dinner, and tomorrow she's the commencement speaker for graduation exercises at the University of Charleston. I'm wondering why I never get asked to do things like that, like graduations. But I'm happy, though, because my name actually made it into the program for the graduation. So, no Amanda. She'll be back with me on Monday. On the show today, Friday means we introduce you to another great lunch spot around the state of West Virginia. Going to get you ready for the weekend sports with Sports Blitz. Jack Carlson handling that for us today. Jeff Jenkins has the news. TJ Meadows will stop by. Political commentator Mark Curtis. Delegate Kayla Young. Dave Lavender talking film. Burke Allen on the Trump versus Kimmel round 2. And, of course, Open Line West Virginia. Metro News Midday is coming up at noon today, sponsored by Salango Law. Now, on this show Monday, Danny Jones is here. Charleston Mayor Amy Schuler-Goodwin will be in to take your calls and text. And Kanawha County Board member hoping to get elected now to that position after being appointed there, Mike Arbogast, will be coming up on Monday's show. Phone with the Dome is back next week for the 10th year. Your favorite WVRC Media Charleston stations, including me. I'm not a station, but I'm a guy on a couple stations. I'll be there next week. It's presented by Encova Insurance, and it's next Saturday. Craft beer samples from West Virginia and beyond. Live music, 2 City National Bank stages, several food and artisan vendors, all happening on Kanawha Boulevard in front of the Capitol Dome next Saturday. VIP early access starts at 3, and that's $55. General admission $45, and you can reserve your ticket today at foamcwv.com. Foam the Dome, a fundraiser sponsored and produced, I should say, by Charleston Urban Works. Again, we'll be talking to Rick Cavender and the others associated with Foam at the Dome coming up next week. Early voting continues today across the state. 10 days total, including 2 Saturdays. In Kanawha County, you can early vote at the Voters Registration Office downtown at Courier Street, the Belltown Hall, Cross Lanes Detachment of the Sheriff's Office, Elkview Community Center, Marmot Town Hall, the West Sats Community Center in Nitro, Sissonville Library, the St. Albans City Hall, and the Girl Scouts of the Black Diamond Council on the west side of Charleston. Putnam County, you can early vote at the courthouse and also at Valley Park. Text says Patton is one of the names that the mayor removed from the Kanawha Rifleman plaque. So we lost a piece of history you mentioned we have a lot of. I did not know that. I'll check into that. Text says, did Capito take donations in the past from Epstein? I don't have any idea. I'm not sure whether she did or not. Chris Lawrence with a story and a photo at WVMetroNews.com. Patriot Service Group, which is a company out of Florida which owns some buildings in Charleston, now facing criminal charges over fire code violations. Now, the charges for the Belvedere Apartments, which they own several buildings that are quite troublesome around the city of Charleston. Charges filed with the management groups, too. We have photos and the story posted this morning by Chris Lawrence at WVMetroNews.com. TJ Meadows is here. How you doing, my friend?
Good, buddy. I like that shirt.
Well, thank you. I like this shirt you have on because I had on the same one yesterday.
Not Metro News pullover?
Not exactly that one. But I think you missed the memo yesterday because Wilson had one on. I had one on. The A-Train Anthony Harmon had one on, and Logan Scott all had one on yesterday. So you're a day late, buddy.
I'm always a day late and a dollar short, as they say.
Have you calmed down a little bit after your end-of-show rant yesterday?
Well, look, I don't know that I was all that raged.
Just for you, because you're just always
so I'm normally so laid back.
If in case people weren't listening, what was it? I'm going to get him. What just Ryan? I'm going to get him going again. So what was it that had you so riled up there?
So these ads, we've been talking about how crazy they are, and there's an ad out from the Tom Willis campaign. And look, I'm not shilling for Senator Capito here, as I've been accused of, but it's a picture of Capito and Pelosi. It's a real picture at the congressional softball game. Capito has played in that for years, and they're having a lighthearted exchange. Heaven forbid.
Here we go.
Heaven forbid that two lawmakers can get along at a congressional softball game that benefits breast cancer and be civil to one another and still disagree politically. Is that not what we want? Is that not the very thing that we want? And then you've got this ad that says she plays her on the wrong team or bats on the wrong side. She's a Democrat. Come on. Be better than that.
I knew it wouldn't take much.
Aren't you tired of it?
Yes, extremely.
Do you think someone that does that is worthy of sitting in the U.S. Senate?
I would question that ad. I would not let that ad. I mean, if I were that candidate, that ad would not go out, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, because your mama raised you right.
Talking about people's moms now. Wow.
No.
He's coming up with Talk Line at 10:06. I'll be back later today with Metro News Midday. Till then, have fun. Love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.